So this is definitely the most difficult lesson in chapter 7, prepositional phrases as nouns. So we already know what prepositions are. They tell us our position. They show relationship. If it's a phrase, that means it's more than one word. And a noun we know is a person, place, or thing. But the thing is, they aren't going to give us many clues in the lesson to how we identify them as nouns. So go ahead and pause the video and read the top section of the lesson. All right, so we've learned that they can be used in the beginning or at the end of the sentence. So when it's used in the beginning, it's a subject. If it's used at the end, it's a subject complement. And remember, these sentences are going to have helping verbs to help us identify the subject complement or the subject. And those are am, are, is, was, were. So their example sentences are, before dinner is my usual time to do homework, and my time for playing the guitar is after dinner. So I basically just revised those examples for my examples. Before practice is our time to stretch. So you may be thinking this is an adverb because it's describing when your time to stretch is, but this is actually the subject of the sentence. Before practice is our time to stretch. Is the verb. Before practice is the thing. That's the noun. That's who or what the sentence is about. So that makes it the subject, and that makes it a prepositional phrase. In the second sentence, our time for recovery is after practice. So after practice is the subject complement because that renames when your time for recovery is. That renames the subject. So this one, before practice, is the subject, and after practice is the subject complement. I may have been talking too fast. You may need to rewind that and listen to my words again, write them down because this is the toughest lesson in the section. Let's practice the problems that they gave us on 134. Inside the display case lay a beautiful antique quilt. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the preposition. The preposition is inside the display case. Is that the subject of the sentence? Is that the subject complement of the sentence? The answer is no, because the subject is the antique quilt. Inside the display case is explaining where the quilt is. So this is not used as a noun. In the second sentence, on the lawn was the best place to take the class photos. So we know the preposition is on the lawn. Is that a subject or subject complement? The answer is yes, because one, there's a helping verb right here. And two, it's the subject of the sentence. That's where it is the best place to take the class photos. That's a place, that's a noun. Therefore, that prepositional phrase is used as a noun. Since this is a difficult lesson, we're going to do all of exercise 1 together, 1 through 6. The instructions are: identify the prepositional phrase used as a noun in each sentence. Tell how the prepositional phrase functions in the sentence. So, as we know, it can either be in the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. If it's in the beginning, it's the subject. If it's at the end, it's the subject complement. So number 1, it says, in front of the camera sometimes seems an uncomfortable place. Pause the video and try and guess this one on your own. So the prepositional phrase is in front of the camera. And this is the subject of the sentence. Why? Because it's at the beginning of the sentence. And it's where it seems to be uncomfortable. It's a subject of the verb seems. Number 2, pause the video and try that one on your own. The prepositional phrase is behind the camera. And that comes before the helping verb can be. So that makes it a subject because it's at the beginning of the sentence. Number 3, pause the video and try that one. Again, it's at the beginning of the sentence, during bad weather. And it comes before a helping verb is. So that again makes it the subject. Number 4, pause the video and try to find the prepositional phrase. The prepositional phrase is in the early morning, or the early evening. And this phrase is at the end of the sentence and it comes after the helping verb is. So it's renaming the subject of when it's a good time to take good landscapes. Therefore, it is a subject complement. Number 5, pause the video. You are correct if you said in front of a cluttered background. And again, it's at the end of the sentence, comes after the helping verb is, and it renames the bad place to take a pose, or to pose the subject, so therefore it is subject complement. And lastly, number 6, pause the video. You are correct if you said in front of a strong sun. So now it's back at the beginning of the sentence and comes before the helping verb is, so therefore it is the subject of the sentence. A lot of you might recognize that the word to, this word, to, is present in a lot of the sentences, and to is actually a preposition, but if you read it more carefully and it says to take, to be, to take, those are infinitive phrases. You remember those. Those are to plus a verb, to take, to be. So those are not prepositional phrases. You are going to do your exercises on Google Classroom. Please write down questions. Please reach out because I know this is probably the most difficult lesson. Oh, you didn't even get to see number 6. There it is. Let me know.